consistency gets you through. Walmart Plus and dog fights in bed.
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Hello, and thank you for listening to The Hopefulist. Today, Tuesday, September 1st, 2020. Did September sneak up on anyone else? I mean, I knew it was coming. We've been talking about it. We know Labor Day is this coming week. What? But September 1st, there's something so solid about it, so meaningful about it, so summer's over about it, right? Oh, geez. Yeah, you know, August seems to go on forever. And then all of a sudden, bam, it's September. With that, I will go with the quote of the day from Anonymous. Lots of quotes from Anonymous. This one says, "Look at how a single candle can both defy and define the darkness." I like it. It's fitting for the first day of September because September signifies the end of summer, but yet fall is such a wonderful time of year. When I think of fall, I think of cooler weather, I think of sweatshirts, I think of fall foliage, and I think of football. Just one more week until football, people. One more week? Well, I guess a week and a half. It's not this weekend, the following weekend. Oh, I hope it goes off without a hitch. Got my fingers crossed. I need me some football. Need me some football to get through. Yesterday I was talking about indoor dining, still not allowed in New Jersey. The governor trying to make me look foolish by announcing at 8:15 in the morning that New Jersey will finally allow indoor dining come this Friday. Geez, does the cooler weather have anything to do with it? I don't know. But I believe New Jersey was like the last state to allow any type of indoor dining. So now finally, I believe it's 25% will be allowed to dine indoors. I said, I don't know if we'll ever get back to normal. People are just staying in. You know, we've kind of adjusted. We miss going out, but I don't think anybody feels the need to do it at the amount of time that they had done before. We're all a little bit, you know, nestled into home now, which is good and bad. It's usually good for us, saves us a little money, keeps us safer, but it's bad for business. Speaking of business, airlines continue to hurt. In fact, Delta, United, and American all dropping change fees. Sometimes they would charge you up to $200 just to change the date and time of your flight. They have decided they will no longer be doing that ever again as a way to try and encourage people to get back to flying. So here's hoping. Here's hoping that, I don't know, I'm kind of excited. I'm getting on a plane soon, and I'm kind of excited that travel is down. I feel like I don't have to get the airport as early as I normally would, which is good because it's a really early flight. I feel like there won't be as many people on the plane, which is nice. So we'll see how it goes. I will report back. Let's see, what else is going on? Walmart coming out, fighting. They are taking on Amazon Prime. Oh, yes, they are. Walmart is going to be introducing Walmart Plus. It's a $98 a year service. They offer same-day delivery. It's not all items. It's not all items. But same-day delivery is better than two-day delivery, which they don't even adhere to anymore. I can't tell you how many times I've ordered through Prime through this pandemic, and it takes more than 2 days. And they tell you right up front, yeah, this is going to take 4 days. Okay, thank you, Prime. I understand. I know what's going on. I'm sympathetic, but at the same time, I don't know. If it can't be delivered in 2 days, in my opinion, it shouldn't be offered as a Prime product. I've said that from the beginning, and I stick with it. Don't say it's a Prime item if you can't get it to me in 2 days. I know it's not always in their hands. That's becoming more and more less of an issue, I should say, because they have a lot of their own delivery services now. But I don't know. I've had issues with that 2-day delivery way before the pandemic started. So, at this point, why argue? No one cares. You get nowhere. I even boycotted Amazon Prime for a year just to show that. That's right. I was going to show them that they can't just up their membership $20. I wasn't going to stand for that. And you know what? I didn't. I stuck to my guns. I kept waiting for them to beg me back. Here, Wendy, take our Prime membership for $50 off. We're going to give it to you for $70. I kept waiting for that. Didn't happen. Never happened. Finally went back to Prime at Christmas time. And honestly, thank goodness, because it really did help during the pandemic, for sure. So we'll see how this Walmart plan goes. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to roll out. But, Prime needs a little bit of competition. They need to be taken down just a notch so that they're a little more competitive. Just my opinion. I was a business major in college. Just saying. Does anybody else, or is it just here in the McClure household where there are dog fights in the bed on a regular basis? What do I mean? Well, this is what I mean. Tucker usually goes to bed with whoever is last one up. It's always been the rule in our house is whoever first one up gets the dog, last one to bed gets the dog. Because, a dog's supposed to be a companion. So, the dog's there to keep you company. So I typically go to bed after Joe. And when I take her to get into bed, she has now taken to just plopping down in the middle of the bed or wherever she sees fit. And then when I try to get in myself and I try to scooch her a little bit, with my hand, she wants no part of that. She's like, this is my spot. This is my spot, and I am not moving. I was swatting her a little bit on her side, trying to get her to move, and she just kept looking at me like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So finally, I get to the point where I have to get into bed, and I just start pushing her over with my body, and she literally flops onto the bed on her side and plays dead, like, not moving. I'm not moving. So then when I go to try to move her once again, tried to bite me. The hand that feeds her. Now, she's been trying to bite her daddy for quite some time. That was okay with me. But don't try and bite the mama. Girl, I'm telling you, she is old and crotchety. I think we're going to have to drop her off somewhere and live with someone else for a few days. Just so she can see how good she really has it here. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink. So, yeah, I don't know. She's just rules the house, and she knows it. Boy, oh boy, makes me crazy. Okay, today's topic, which I was very happy to see people responded to. So thank you for that. I wanted to talk about fall a little bit, being that it's the 1st of September. I wanted to know, do you look forward to fall? Are you ready for fall? Or are you holding on to summer with both hands? I'm always a little mixed because I don't mind fall. I love summer. Love, love, love summer. And I've had a great summer. I always feel like I could use a little more summer. But, you do get to the point where you're looking for a little bit of cooler nights, Maybe you're missing your long-sleeved sweatshirts and some of the clothes, your boots. And I don't mind fall. I really don't. But it just depresses me because I know what comes after. Cold, dreariness, stuck in the house, all of that kind of stuff. And I kind of ruin my own fall by worrying about winter before it's even here. So let's get through that together. Linda says summer is never long enough, so I'm holding on with both hands. Love spring and summer. Fall makes me sad because everything dies, and it's the harbinger of the cold winter. Yes, exactly. Carol Ann says, I love it when we ease into fall, hopefully with an Indian summer, and not get slammed with cold weather right away. Cheryl says, I love spring, summer, and fall. Corinne says, I love the fall colors. It's my favorite season, but summer is my second favorite. I love it when my kids all come to visit, and they visit more in the summer. Denise says, I love summer and fall for different reasons. Kim says, I love September. Usually around this area, we have what we call local summer. It's when most of the tourists and the crowds kind of disappear after Labor Day, and we kind of feel like we get our town back without all the massive traffic and the long wait lines and all of that kind of stuff. But I don't think that's going to be happening this year. I think that a lot of people who own a second home and are doing virtual school and maybe working from home, I think they're just staying. We'll see. Megan says Indian summer. Kate says she prefers summer. Lisa says ready for fall. Andy says fall is just the introduction to winter. In Jersey, winter is over 6 months of dark, overcast, dreary, windy, wet, cold, and damp weather. Well, that's very hopefulist like, Andy. Jeez Louise. Lisa says she loves fall. And Joan says she's holding on to summer as long as she can. My goodness, a little tirade there from Andy. Remember what page this is? My goodness. I feel you, though, Andy. I know what you mean. So today's blog post is about, well, you and stepping into the real you with confidence. In order to maintain persistence in striving toward your hopes, your dreams, and goals, you need to feel confident in who you are and the life that you live. Much easier said than done. I know. Confidence is one of those things that can be faked. I know because I've been a master at faking it my whole life. Most people that knew me when I was young have said they never saw a lack of confidence in me, which surprised me because I guess I was really good at putting on that act. Because I don't feel like I've had real confidence since I was a child. Until the last few years, that is. So what's been the difference? I've finally embraced who I am. The person that I thought was uncool and nerdy, I stopped worrying, for the most part, about what people think of me, and I do what makes me happy. I started focusing on what I like about myself instead of beating myself up for what I didn't like or thought I lacked. I realized that even the parts of myself that I didn't necessarily like still served a purpose. I got quiet and tapped into what it really was that would bring me joy and fulfillment. As I've mentioned, most of these things can't and won't happen overnight, but the more work you put in on yourself, the more committed you are to the process, the faster you will notice progress and results. The important first step to gaining more confidence, focus on what you like about yourself. Don't say there isn't anything you like about yourself. Of course there is. There's been times in my life when I actually loathed myself. But there were always a few things that I was glad to have. For me, it was even when I put on some weight. Not so much anymore. I'm a little bit older now. But when I put on some weight, I always had a really nice curve to my stomach. I wore bikinis most of my life. I'm a tankini girl now. But I had just a nice curve to my stomach. I have great fingernails. I really have been blessed. Took me some time, but I've learned to love my hair. And I also happen to have amazing blue eyes. I'm not trying to be conceited. These are things I can honestly say that I have always liked about myself. It's okay to claim what you like. In fact, I encourage it. Don't worry about how you will come across to other people, especially when it's so hard for you to find things you like. It's nobody else's business how you feel about yourself. In fact, a lot of people may resent you claiming your assets because they can't seem to do it for themselves. That is a them problem, not a you problem. Once you start focusing on what you like about yourself, examine in what ways the things you don't necessarily like can still serve you. I've talked about in the past how I tend to be too reactive and let things affect me too much. That was the situation when I was fighting with my condo board a few years back. I ended up putting my condo up for sale because they angered me to that point. I was going to show them, just like Amazon. I'm going to show you. You can't treat me like this. I'll put my house up for sale. Yeah, I'm sure they didn't care. But one thing led to another, and we ended up selling the place and moving to our dream location where we now live full time. It worked out for me that time. I got away from my militant condo board and ended up in a much better place. Excuse me, my throat's a little dry this morning. Most times, though, my reactiveness hasn't worked out in such a positive way. It's usually just caused me much stress. But it served a big purpose in this instance. So you can give yourself a break while still working on improving traits you don't necessarily like about yourself. I have gotten a lot better in that area. I have. The most important factor, though, in gaining confidence is embracing your real self and being okay with who that person is. That's what took me the longest to do. And it's really been the key to everything. I've always read those things. You have to love yourself first. Well, I don't know how to do that. So I guess I'm done for. Once you really truly embrace who you are, things start to change. Sometimes it takes some time to figure out who the real self is, to find out what it is you really love and want to spend more time doing. What are some of the things that light you up? What brings more happiness into your life? Part of this is embracing your inner goofball. What are some of the things you love but feel silly or foolish about? Do them anyway. There was so much I used to hold back on, like singing, maybe doing a little dance, because I worried about what people would think of me. Make no mistake, I'm loud and boisterous and a little too much for some people. And that's okay. They're not my people. But I have made two great discoveries since letting my nerd flag fly. One, I realized I'm so much happier now being goofy that I don't really care what people say anymore. If they want to hate, fine. Hate. I'm happy. The other thing is some people really do like the goofy version of me. I was out on the boat with a neighbor this weekend, and we were talking about a boat parade we took part in last year. He said he took a couple of people out on the last holiday for a celebration on the boat, and he said, it just wasn't the same without you, Wendy. Okay, isn't that like the nicest thing you can say to someone? He said not only did he miss me, but he missed the fact that I get him to open up a little bit more, to embrace his own goofiness. If you start to be true to yourself, your people will find you. Trust me on this one. Think about who you were when you were a kid. You know, before you started being told how you should act, especially us ladies. How many times were you told, proper young ladies don't do that? I'm not talking about starting to go around passing gas or burping really loudly. I'm talking about things you used to love, but were encouraged in one way or another to either tone it down or eliminate it. Give it another go, because you are the boss of you. If you decide you don't like it anymore, try something else. There is no greater freedom than the one you get when you no longer allow people's opinions to rule your life. The sooner you start doing you, the happier you will be, for sure. Oh, it is Tuesday already, people. Grab a taco and go find out who you really are. I'm sure it's someone really awesome. Now go be a badass. I'm always cheering you on.
Thank you for listening to The Hopefulist, hosted by Wendy McClure. For more inspiration, please visit Hopefulist.com. Thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow on The Hopefulist.
Okay, I made a mistake and promoted consistency as the blog post today, and I was wrong. That's tomorrow.